Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gate. Let's love.
What are you doing? Posing like
I'm
that.
saying hi to Christine. If you're watching the intimate portrait, I'm showing you a little bit of
Ooh.
leg and
dairy.
Little dairy.
More like leg and cream cheese cheesecake.
You know what? Everyone comes back for seconds. So my ass you call my ass a cheesecake factory, but everybody loves it, even though they don't want to admit it.
And but like a cheesecake, it ripples and it's sour.
Exactly. Kind of like your soul. Y'all, welcome to Reality Gay.
This is Toe. This is Toe.
This is Toe Part 2. Test and Trust.
Episode 2, Part 2.
Season 3, Episode 2, Part 2. Test and Trust. As we said, some woman named Connie in Virginia has 2 kids called Testin and Trust.
And then the next child they're going to name Cross with a K, like Christina from Smothered.
I have those friends.
Do they really name a child Cross?
Wait, Christina.
Christina.
Oh.
Kathy. Christina and Kathy.
But wait, didn't the Extreme Sisters have a cross too?
I don't know.
Didn't they name their son that little boy that they had with the hot guy who looked like gay porn? The one that saved their placenta.
Name Cross?
I think they had a baby and they named the baby Cross.
I can't remember. Who cares?
Hey, it's
Bae. He's Momo's team.
I miss her.
That's Momo's team.
Y'all, if you're working regional
That's
theater
Momo's
with
team.
Jill in Oklahoma, from her, tell her we enjoyed her.
She's
stint.
doing Mother Courage right now, I believe. But it's a one-woman show.
Oh, wow.
She's doing all the characters. Yeah.
Wow.
She really knows. She pioneered Brecht.
Brecht.
And that's why she loves reality shows.
It's not far from it.
Do we have an announcement before we jump into this shit?
I don't think y'all live show stuff announcements are coming next week, so be sure to look into that. We mentioned on the first episode about you can get a pre-sale if you're in the Reality Gates extra content. I think that's it. No, we've said all the things that we need to say.
Let's jump in.
Who are we talking about first? I don't remember the order.
I know. That's why I was going to take the lead on this.
Yeah, because I never have to carry you.
Oh. Y'all, let's talk about Miss Ellie.
Oh.
So that's going to be the response every time we say, Ellie. Oh. All right. So I mentioned on part 1 how I'd had lots of people, because people know me, and I'm the first to go all conspiracy theory. That's us turning on our timer.
We have to time it so we don't talk.
We don't go over.
But
for
I
a
can't
commercial.
put the timer where Poodle will see it,
because I'll just stare at it all the
he'll
time.
just stare at it. So I have.
You'll
to
just
put
see
it,
me just go like this.
So I have to put it for me.
No, I don't like that. I want to see it a little bit.
Otherwise, we'll have a 50-minute first half.
I did it last time though, so I can see it a little bit.
All right.
That's good. I can see it.
Okay.
But I have to move. Who cares, y'all? But I had a lot of people.
If you're sitting on the intimate portrait on the couch with us,
Hi.
you're bored already.
I'm putting my finger in your mouth.
Oh wow! I'm just honking your tit.
Wonk, wonk.
I asked you first.
I promise we won't actually molest you in person.
We're not. Actually, Poodle probably won't touch you.
No.
It's okay. You don't have to.
Yeah. It's going to be a consent hug.
You're just going to grab everybody's hands like Oprah and go,
Good for you. Good for
Yay.
you. That's my hug.
Yeah.
Or I go, air hug.
That's fine.
I know it's fine.
Unless, well, I just want to, unless your husband's hot, then he's going to hug your husband,
Ooh.
and then he's going to stick his hands down the back
I
of
want
his
to
pants.
give your husband a little. I'll have a consent. And you know what? Remember, y'all, it ain't cheating if it's with poodle.
That could be on a shirt,
Remember
too.
that rule?
It ain't cheating if it's with poodle.
So when you bring your husband to the live show, and I invite them out for, maybe I'll invite you out too.
Maybe.
I don't know. But if I invite them out for a nightcap, just be happy that you see them tomorrow morning, and they'll appreciate you even more.
Don't ask, and poodle won't tell.
And I'm not going to tell. That's not true. I'm going to tell everybody.
He's going to tell everybody
of what I did.
Yeah.
I won't use names. Anyway, what
Ellie
I was
and
saying
Victor.
after you waylaid me. A lot of people contacted me. We have a lot of true crime sissies and said, I've read this book. They're like, this was the argument. They're like, so we think Ellie killed her husband.
She did not. Y'all
I'm
watch
saying-
too much shit.
I'm saying it's worth. Here's why, and this is what someone told me. Said, when someone has an opioid addiction, they're taking pain pills. They know how much is enough. A lot of times, and here's the thing, and they've worked it out because it's actually hard to have opioids specifically, not fentanyl. We're talking about people OD on fentanyl because they don't know they're doing it. Mm-hmm. But yes, you can OD. You can develop an opioid addiction easily. But the thing about it is, you have to keep taking it. But people know. So
they do, and then they don't, because a little bit. I learned this like when I ran the crystal meth recovery group, and this crystal meth's a little bit different, but still, it depends on where he was. It is kind of if he
right, and he was drinking alcohol,
because a lot of times though too, they'll use a drug for a certain amount of time, or drugs. They build this tolerance towards it,
right,
and then if they stop for a while.
Interesting.
Like let's say stop for 6 months, and then let's say they want to take a pain pill again, and they take the same amount of pain pills that they were stopping.
They
will. That's how a lot of people overdose on heroin and meth.
I just know a lot.
I don't think she killed him.
A lot of our sissies believe Ellie murdered her husband.
It is. I don't think it's common that people just overdose on.
It isn't.
Pain pills.
It isn't.
It was.
That's why it was told. The storytelling.
It was said. It's almost like, oh yeah, he ate a cake with nuts in it, and he forgot it had nuts in it. And
Right.
It killed him. It was
and
told,
a little bit of arsenic.
It was told a little nonchalantly.
It was
just kind of like.
That's why all of you. It tripped your little conspiracy theory places.
Y'all,
I'm telling you, not just one message, not just 5, more than 10 people said, I think Ellie killed her husband.
I got a several too,
Yes.
I admit. I don't.
So, y'all, I thought it when I watched it. I didn't say anything, though. Because I knew this bitch would have yelled at me about it.
I'd not yell. She didn't kill her husband.
But it's good to know y'all are thinking she did it
This
too.
is why no one from 90 Day Fiancé will ever do an interview on our show.
So I'm like,
this is why.
So Ellie, why did you murder your husband?
Yeah,
Well, she goes to pieces.
We can't have Devin on because she would say, Jake, do you remember when you said what happened to my old face?
I did ask that.
I don't want to interview her anyway. But I just, no. Ji-hoon, come on. Ji-hoon.
Oh, I'd love to talk to Ji-hoon.
And let's talk to that dog, Baki.
Bring Baki.
That's who we want to talk to.
That's the real celebrity.
It is. So, y'all, so she's going to eat with friends. And
they're Friendsgiving because she's going away.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
This was not a Southern Thanksgiving.
Well, this was a very... I think it was... I did not... Now, maybe they were vegetarians. I didn't see any bird. I saw everything on the plate looked kind of brown. I didn't see a lot of green, actually.
Wasn't clear. Didn't see dressing.
There was some stuffing on that plate. I know how I feel about that.
It's true.
But they drowned it all in gravy.
Well, that's what you got to do.
So
Hopefully it was good gravy.
Kelly and Scott are the friends. And
Gravy is one of those things. When it's delicious, it's great. And it's not ever okay. It's either wonderful or just bad. Have you ever had just okay gravy?
You know, that is true. I've had mediocre gravy before.
But it's bad.
But I don't want
Because gravy that is good is like...
transcendent.
It's like semen from Zeus's dick.
Jesus come.
It's just like, gravy. Sorry, got up on
from
a tangent.
Zeus's dick.
Uh-huh.
It's like
With lightning in it, it goes...
like, what is that SNL sketch? You like it the juice?
You like it the juice?
Sorry,
where are we?
That is at least 30 years old.
At least.
That sketch.
Yeah.
Maybe 28, 30 years old.
I wasn't born yet, so I guess it was good.
Yeah. So Hiromi is also there, her friend, and she's the only one who knows that she's going there permanently. She's lying to her friends.
This is
she
a red
knows
flag.
It's a bad idea.
If you're lying to your friends, it's not a good idea.
And the friends are like, so how long are you staying? And she's like, maybe I should. Funny you should ask.
Funny you should ask.
So Victor and I are back together, and I'm moving to Providencia. Woo! And they're about to have a hurricane.
They don't get to that part yet, but yes, it's and the friends are just kind of like.
But Kelly says, what if you found out that it wasn't just the one woman that he was with?
Yes.
And it's like that. It's like you can't get
I
comfortable.
get comfortable now.
It's like you thrash around. You're going to destroy another couch of mine.
Oh, I didn't destroy any couch of yours.
It's bad, y'all. You should have seen everything was imbalanced on his side of the couch.
It was not.
The seams were coming loose.
Oh, that's not true.
It was like Lenny from A Mice and Men had been in his dog bed.
It's because someone put you ass up and held your legs and took you to Rimtown.
That couch took a beating.
Let's just say,
whoa!
I made him get a leather couch this time.
I mean, that couch was like Apocalypse Now. The horror.
Let's keep going.
So, they're basically she's saying that don't you know does he know about your financials? He also asked. She's like, well, so it's like the first time she's
been
thought
giving him
about
a little
this.
bit of money. Huh?
And it turns out she's been helping him do all the renovations with the house. She's paying him that he's
But he's doing it and actually building it. She's paying for it. And then
now, did you see footage of the house?
It didn't look like a lot was done.
Yeah. It looked a little bit like Scott and Lindsay. Scott, it was pictures in something of pictures in a book.
Yeah.
It's a quote from a book.
Scott, why is there a hole in the wall?
Done. Scott.
I just need my friend to park her Winnebago in her drive.
And then we're going to go up there and scissor together.
Yeah. But I'm not going to tell you that, Scott.
I'm glad she's locked up. I feel safer.
I'm glad Scott's lips not on TV.
That's true.
I feel safer.
So I thought about when I thought about her doing in there in Providencia. I had thought, can you imagine that curly hair in that environment?
You know what it's going to be like? Did you ever watch? Oh, y'all, I forgot where you can stream it now, but go watch
100% humidity.
Go watch Kathy Griffin, My Life on the D List. First of all, it's a great episode. We love Kathy. She just had cancer surgery. We're sending her all our love. But did you see the episode where she travels to like a tropical island?
Yes.
And remember what her hair did? It just like becomes just like a fucking red Pomeranian.
Y'all, Ellie's
like a labradoodle hair.
Ellie's hair is going to actively try to strangle Victor in the night.
That's what my hair would do. My hair gets very curly.
I've never heard that before.
Can't do anything with it.
Mine is wavy. It doesn't get curly.
Oh, but I bet it would look bad.
It would. No, you're
Yeah.
right. It'd be really large.
You forget
and
when
in
you live in
charge.
California, you can do whatever you want with your hair here.
It's true. So then they ask.
Remember in Texas when all the wind would blow and all the girls' hair, they would come in like from a rehearsal after parking their car and their hair is just all.
Then they ask, have you done a background check? Now, here's the thing.
She's giving him $5,000. It's a lot of money.
I think people have given
But
a
I
lot
think
more.
there could be more. I agree with that.
My question is, would you ever do a background check on someone if they'd lied to you, said they were doing, said they were not with someone, and then you were going down, you were selling your business? I would do one. I would totally do one.
I've never done one.
Whoa! Really? I would do one.
Never done it.
Well, I guess that means you have. So
Let's just say I work at a law office
yeah.
where you have access to Westlaw.
Oh wow! So you just go. You'll date
I've done
someone.
a backlog. I've done background checks on people that I've hooked up with more than 4 times.
Wow.
Do them all.
I
Don't fuck with the Mar.
actually don't mind it. I would want someone would do a background check on me. I'd be fine with it.
I'm just you find out who their neighbors are, who you need to call, if they're good people. You can find out everything.
Okay. That's evasion of privacy, but yeah, not good to know. Gross.
I should probably take that out the podcast. I can get sued.
So Ellie says, I believe he's told me the truth on his part.
Yes.
And we do find out, y'all, he has a DV charge. He has a domestic violence charge.
Yes.
With his ex, and I wrote down, yikes.
Yikes. Again, Poodle wrote down, Lord.
I did. Lord.
On his paper.
Mad
Lord. We know he has, but he has a domestic violence charge. But Ellie said she kind of makes peace with that because
he found
her
with a different man.
with another man in their bed, so they were fucking.
Well, but that still gives no one the right.
But
to,
she also said, but then it doesn't give it right at all. But I'm just saying Ellie's reasoning. And then she said, but he and the ex-wife are friends now, and she talked to the ex-wife, and she said that he's a really good guy. I need to know what are the circumstances of his deviance.
I googled it, y'all. I can't find a thing. So
that to me is what I'm kind of about was it because you can get charges of DV for someone gets mad and like throws a lamp up against the wall because they're angry
and it's inside.
That's scary, but that's different than someone hitting someone.
Yep.
So I want to know. That's what I would want to know.
And I think this is different case than with like we chose not to cover Jeffrey from Varia and Jeffrey because he had multiple DV allegations that were everywhere, and there was a thing of stalking and all kinds of stuff. And we did that mostly that was to protest TLC casting someone on their show as someone we could empathize with.
Yes,
it's and so we're not canceling anybody right now.
We need more information on him too. We just need to know more. What's this about?
Yeah.
I just need to know more. So, but I can see that would be super triggering to people, but we just don't know. But also, too, look, I don't know the dynamics of the relationship. I don't know if there's I don't know if they're kind of doing this cycle of abuse with Ellie. We don't know anything about Ellie and Victor's relationship,
That's
how
true.
they are together. So we don't know.
This is episode 2, you guys.
Yes.
Let's not forget.
So we don't know.
Let's not read into.
That's why I'm fine with.
Though she might have killed her ex-husband or her husband.
Going forward until we see. I want to see their dynamic, but it is concerning.
So later on,
because it's also when you add it up, he's also not just cheated on her, but also literally had another girlfriend, and so.
I only had one more thing in this scene is that this dog is trying to get on camera so bad. And
well, I think they wanted him to be on camera because she wasn't there yet.
What?
Oh, the dog. The actual dog.
Yes.
I thought you were calling Victor a dog. You mean the dog at the table.
The dog is like...
But somebody put me in there.
And I'm like, I get it why they want that in there, but like put your dog in the other room. Because every time, it's like the Courtney and Josh's scenes in Lalu, you could not watch something because the dogs took every bit of focus.
It was distracting.
I know.
It was distracting.
I don't know why we haven't learned that yet.
Yeah.
Why the production crew is like, can we actually put the dog in the other room?
Could you put her in her crate?
Yeah. Or
Maybe
just
she's happy there?
in another room. I don't have a problem with dogs.
No, you love dogs.
They attract attention and everything.
You
they
love
do.
dogs and you love men that are dogs.
I do.
I do. So what?
And I love men who got nice dogs.
Which, by the way, she talks to him at the end, and this is kind of the conversation.
I mean, penises.
This is a conversation we saw at the beginning where she's just. But what we see the beginning of it, this is very well produced. It's very well done. Kind of this callback. Basically, she's asking him like, "I had this dream that woman was there and she was pregnant, and all this is coming up for me, and I need to know."
I will say this:
he's good looking.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
He's
hot,
and
y'all.
like the pictures are great, but he's talking to her, and I'm like, he's a gorgeous man.
Now, here's the thing,
and it's big.
Yeah, here's the thing too, though. He never stops smiling.
Yeah, so that's what I'm a little. The hairs on the back of my neck go up. Between the other girlfriend, this DV charge, he starts smiling.
Don't ever believe someone who always smiles at you. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm smiling at you like this, trust me, I can drop it real quick. It's putting on a different persona. It's telling her what she wants to hear.
Yeah.
Always. That's when you're smiling all the time.
And here's the deal. It really makes you feel for people, and that this hurricane is coming, and y'all, if you Google this island, there's
nothing around it.
Like it's not a large island like
no,
Puerto
it's
Rico.
tiny.
It's a tiny island, so
they call it a mini Jamaica.
There's nowhere to go.
Now, but I also want to say that when she's talking about her dream, y'all listen to your dreams. They are both your innermost fear and your subconscious, and a lot of that is your gut talking.
It's your gut, yeah.
And I guess she thought telling him that dream with the other woman being pregnant, and he promised that that woman wasn't on the island, I guess she thought that would make him convince her. I wasn't convinced at all because he just kept smiling. And I was like, honey, listen to what your gut is telling you.
Out of my dreams and into your arms.
And you can tell she's not over it because she says, it's like, I love you. And she's like, well, usually when you love people, you don't cheat on them. And again, we've talked a lot on the pod
which
about...
I actually disagree with.
We've talked a lot about this. That cheating on someone does not necessarily mean you do not love them anymore.
No.
And a lot of times it has something to do with what one person needs that they're not getting, that they haven't communicated to the other person.
Sometimes, and I think a lot of times, y'all, if you're cheated on, I don't think it has a lot to do with you.
Yeah, I agree.
What and I'm seeing that, meaning that to not, but like give yourself, I think a lot of, women especially, because men just don't get conditioned to be as introspective. But a lot of my girlfriends that got cheated on are like, what did I do?
What did I do?
And I'm like, honey, it's not about what you did or what you didn't do.
Right. And then, or if it's not, what did I do? It's like, he must not love me.
Yeah. No.
And it's not none of that. It has to do with something that is missing.
It's a breakdown in communication and a difference of wants and needs.
Yeah. And so, and it makes me
she
sad.
She needs a boyfriend. He hopefully doesn't need to fuck women over, but I'm a little concerned about it.
I want to just take her by the shoulders and say, don't sell your business. Stay where you are.
I mean, y'all.
Trust your friends.
She is being more foolish than Jenny.
I kind of agree with you. Although I don't know if Ellie would be fooled as many times as Jenny. Because Jenny, we said last podcast,
then,
Jenny is a fool.
But we see kind of where all this kind of, when we make fear-based decisions, this is a fear-based decision.
I know.
You know why? Because she says, next week she says, I just have to go there and see. I can't get a hold of him, but I can't take what happened last time when her husband died in the bed.
By her hand.
No, she didn't. Y'all, goodness. All right, we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be back. Action.
It's time for Surf Jesus and Village Bicycle.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to catch some waves and maybe, go get married, but for like $1.
Declare bankruptcy after I pay for this wedding. Yeah.
Can I trade you some tacos for a wedding? Okay.
So
they have absolutely no idea of what they're doing.
No.
I just want to say clueless.
I want to say that I really do believe, I'm sure the show reached out to them because they think they have some kind of fan base. But
a lot of people do like them.
Rough. That's kind of
a lot of people kind of feel like the way you do about Antifa. Some people hate Evelyn, and some people are kind of like, good for her. He's a fucking idiot. She's shown him who she is. The whole good for her. They kind of like,
I guess. I just find them the collective of them together. I find them exhausting.
It really is like wet toast.
Yeah. Someone said it was on Instagram, and Corey commented it was like something in warm water.
What did Corey say?
I think he's like, "Ow, that's hard." So like, Corey, what are you doing on this site? I think it was 90 Day Couple or 90 Day Fiancé, etc.
Oh, wow!
It was funny. It is true, you guys. I think we do find people we like, and there are plenty of people who don't like Darcy. But you can't say that Darcy doesn't have some type of star quality.
Yes, agreed.
Evelyn or Corey, there's nothing to it.
I'm messing with his timer. Sorry.
That was a complete disruption. Did y'all hear that beat? It didn't happen It didn't happen once, y'all. It happened 4 times.
I didn't know the timer was so hard to turn off.
So they're washing their dog, and she's like, sorry.
That's the worst thing for you. I'm so sorry.
Sounds, yes. You know how I feel about sounds.
Okay, they're washing the dog.
Oh my God, I have to tell you this.
No.
I had a friend over 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And he had on a watch that looked like a little like little fashion
Fitbit
watch.
thing,
No,
or?
it wasn't a Fitbit.
Okay,
it was an old like digital watch.
That's pretty.
And it went beep beep, and I went, oh, does it beep on the hour? He's like, no, it's not the hour. He's like, it doesn't really work. I don't really know how to work it. He's like, I just ignore it. He's like, I just think it looks good. I went, okay. Wait, you have a digital watch that beeps all the time.
Did you say this to him?
Yes, after we fucked. We were sitting right there naked in bed.
Blech.
And I was like, yeah, you got some cum on your shoulder. And I'm like, but how do you hate that? He's like, oh, I don't even hear it. I'm like, so you wear a watch that beeps just because you like the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but obviously, can I just turn it off for you? You'd never have to hear it again. I said, then you can wear it like a piece of jewelry. It's not a big deal. And I was like, kind of let that go. Yes, it is a big deal.
And let me guess, you're never going to see him again.
I don't think I will. It wasn't good anyway.
Okay, there you go.
Too hipstery for me.
That's pretty hip. It's like one of those Casio electric watches that I bet he was wearing. Yeah. He's wearing it to be ironic.
But it was literally like, I don't even know how to work it.
Where do you find people?
Oh, God.
Wow.
Hostile bathrooms.
We can't get into that again. So y'all,
check out episode 1 if you want to hear my times in hostile floor bathrooms.
Evan, Surf Jesus, and Evelyn, they're meeting the wedding planner today.
Don't you think she's still going strong on that makeup game? She is wearing that makeup
I
this
think
season.
she's got some fillers.
She did.
I
Yep.
think she got some cheek fillers.
Yep.
By the way, I saw a makeup. There's this British guy who's a makeup artist, and he talks about getting cheek fillers, the before and after.
Yep.
Or for not cheeks, but for his
Under eye?
bags. I'm gonna send it to you, and you're gonna want it. Now I want it.
Oh God.
We're just gonna be like,
y'all, if you see, both my mother and my father and my brother's the worst. We all have bags.
he
under
got it done
ours.
right on the ends. Anyway,
You know, maybe we shouldn't try to be stereotypes of gay men always talking about surgeries that we want.
yeah. Hey, let's talk about dicks.
Yeah, that's better.
There we go. So, okay.
Y'all can see my feet. I'm sorry if that's a problem for some of you.
Well, just do what my grandma.
Get this out, Christina. Edit out my
No,
feet.
don't take it. Do what my grandma Hazel did, like for Wheel of Fortune. Just put a book up on the bottom of your screen so you don't see the answer. She didn't like it. Remember when they used to do that?
You know, she just couldn't look at the puzzle.
Well, you can't look at the screen. The answer's right there. You're going to see it on your television.
They did tell you what it was.
And those were little TVs. She wanted to play along.
I gotcha.
They don't do it anymore. Who ever thought of that idea? So anyway, y'all, they're going to go see the wedding planner. And Evan's like, I'm excited. This is the most exclusive, most expensive wedding planner in the entire country. She planned a Charlie's Angels or a
Victoria's Secret
Models
Angel
wedding. A Victoria Angel wedding.
Now, I liked it when she says to Corey, she's like,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
she's like, and remember, I don't want to get married.
But
I don't want to get married, but if I am going to get married, if you've pushed me to marriage,
if you've pushed me to marriage,
if you've held my head underwater
and said,
marry
forced
me to get
and
married,
forced me, well,
I'm going to have the best wedding possible.
and y'all, this is what she says. I'm going to have the best cake. I'm going to have the best music. I'm going to have the best food.
And guess what?
To make my friends jealous. She actually said that.
And guess what, Corey? You're paying for everything.
Because
that's how it works here.
That's
in my
how it works
country.
here.
Maybe I just made that up, but no one will ever know. I'm actually loving the absolute physical, mental, and sexual cuckolding of Surf Jesus.
Wow.
On every
She's just
way.
wow. She is a cockroach. She will survive.
I love it. Anyway, I love it.
Now,
So-
we'll say they don't have any idea what they're doing, y'all, because the wedding planner meets them outside, and they're like, let's go walk to the spot we want to get married. And they walk up to the spot, and I'm
It's
like...
just a gravel plot of land.
Y'all, here's the deal. They talked about this in Kenny and Armando's wedding. You can't just go to a field and say, I want to get married here, and expect it to be like a wedding. You can do this, but just know you either need to have...
There are no bathrooms.
You need to actually have a very, very, very simple, short wedding, or you're going to have to be like the Dobbies down at Marietta. They built their own barn so that way they could have a wedding.
Okay.
You got to have that type of money.
All right, Dobbies, thank you. You got to have Dobby money.
They were one of the families in Ardmore. My mama used to she would go with her friend Karen. They'd go to Dobby's department store, but it was expensive, and so my mom would just make
Where's
her
my
own
phone?
clothes. Actually, Rue McClanahan talks about the Dobby department store in her book, My First 5 Husbands and the One That Got Away. Anyway, but my mother made her own clothes, and that's how she learned to make her Liz Claiborne outfits. When later that she worked
We need to move on.
Okay.
So she says she's planning the wedding. She planned the wedding for a Victoria's Secret Angel, and it's their beachfront property that they also bought.
Yes.
And the problem is the wedding planner's like, you'd have to build everything.
Yes.
And
You'd
that
have,
would cost even more.
And we're talking, like they said, sewer, electric, like everything.
And so she's like, I would think I could do a good wedding for $26,000 to $50,000. And I'm like, what the fuck? And Corey's like, in Ecuador?
And he said, quote, in a third world country.
That's always shitty when Americans say stuff
that's
like
what I
that.
said. That was shitty.
But
Were you shocked by
why
that amount of money?
I was shocked that it's going to cost that much for a wedding in Ecuador.
I'm telling you now, Evelyn's going to have a $50,000 wedding, y'all.
Or her and the planner.
And he should be lucky that they're getting married there, because if it was in the U.S., it would be $100,000 wedding.
The planner and her have an agreement that they're just going to take whatever's left.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
They have an agreement that if they get to wedding past $40,000, then she'll book like 3 receptions at their bar.
Yeah, perfect. Shall we move on to our last couple? But Beanie
Oh wait,
and
I just want to
Ari.
say, Corey says, "I'm freaking out right now. I don't know how I'm going to pay for this wedding." Evelyn does.
Your ass, honey.
Your ass. Because it's going to be on OnlyFans. You're going to show your ass.
Show that ass.
Because she wants to get married.
Show that dick.
Show that dick. Show
There's
that nips.
There's a lot of gay boys who'll pay
Show
for
that
your
kind of
body.
face that always looks like you're a little constipated or read a bad book. That is Corey's face. Doesn't he look like he just read a not great book? Like, ugh.
Y'all, you're right.
Lovely bones.
They're gonna pay.
I like that book.
They're gonna pay with that wedding through porn. Good for you.
That's why they did it.
Y'all, let's talk about Beanie and Ari. Or as I called this, like sands to the hourglass, these are the days of our very short marriage. Y'all, she's trying to detonate her marriage.
She's self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
That's what all this is about, y'all. Because we called it. We said, I bet her first, which by the way, I call him Leander because that's what she calls him.
Oh, I think
one
she's
of the
Leandro.
But she sometimes, one Sissy said that, Matt, and then on this, she's like, so Leander's coming. So she goes back and forth. I think she almost says like Leandro in front of Biniam to make him sound probably more fucking whatever Spanish. Well, so
I'm sorry, my thigh is out. Oh, pardon me.
We almost saw
my big old milky
of,
white thigh.
Yeah, you almost showed your monkey brains, your balls. Don't need to see those.
So,
but we called it. We said, and this comes out later, and we'll get into more of it later. Remember last week, and we were saying, you know what I bet happened? I bet he got into school, he got into academia,
this is with the X.
And his parents started, and he started living a normal life, and she freaked out and said, I can't have this life at all.
I'm going to go find myself.
Ding, ding, ding. That's
we found
exactly
out that's
what happened.
Now, there is a moment deep in their segment that took my breath away. We will talk about it.
First, though, y'all, they're
she's dressed up in a short dress. She's feeling herself.
Yeah, and we've talked
to get
about
her nails sticked. So Andro will like them.
We did have a couple of Ethiopian sissies come at us because remember we talked about last week when we saw them and she's wearing the garb.
Yes, this is a good thing to bring up.
And so some of the Ethiopian sissies, they said, and this is their perspective, so y'all can argue if you want, but I said I didn't know if it was appropriation or not because our Ethiopian sissies, at least the ones that contacted us, said no one ever dresses like that.
No
in
one dresses like this.
No one even carries their baby like that anymore. Yep. So they actually
this is straight up appropriation.
They were offended by that,
yep.
and they thought it was straight up appropriation. So take that or leave it. We are not Ethiopian. We don't know.
Right.
But I just think that's important information to know.
Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
It sounds like so long ago that we talked about that episode.
It feels like 3 weeks.
So she's wearing her. She only wore that dress to make her first entrance, her grand first entrance.
Yeah.
Now she's wearing her little cute little.
Yep. She's got to go get her nails done because she wants her nails to look.
She wants to impress her ex-husband.
And Biniam's like, "Wow, you look really, really nice today." Like,
and she's like, "No, your boobs are." It's like, "It's fine. I don't have boobs."
Yeah. And so they're getting his nails done. Y'all, here's the deal with Ari. If you just listen to Ari, she tells you who she is.
Oh, I think you're so right.
But you've just got to listen to her. It's like when she's getting her nails done, and Biniam says, "Wait, you look really nice today. But where's your ring?" And Ari says, "I'm flattered you're so jealous."
I'm flattered you're so jealous.
That's a gross person that gets flattered when their significant other is jealous.
Now, and what you
That's
said,
gross.
what you said is correct. You guys, we saw it the first season when she had a little bit of problems. She wanted to go live in Ethiopia, and she was kind of toying with her parents. You really see it this season when she just enjoys fucking with people.
She enjoys
fucking with people.
She
That's
enjoys
her whole life.
She fucks with people so that way she gets the attention of being different.
Yep.
Being unique. Being a star. I'm telling this again now. Y'all, her family can't stand her.
Her mom loves her.
Her mom loves her. Dad tolerates.
Dad, the siblings.
Siblings are like, oh, God.
Yeah. So
Ari's like, this is an excellent day for me. It's an excellent day for me. I get to like,
and
it's so exciting.
But she says, "Where's your ring?" And I wrote down, because of course she's not wearing her ring, because he's like, "Is it because you thought?" She's like, "It was an honest mistake. I was taking it off when I was washing." And she's like, and he's like, "I wonder if she thinks that my ring was cheap." So
because he says this
ring
ring didn't even cost $1.
Yeah,
y'all, the ring is a metaphor for how Biniam feels.
Yeah, the ring is
I felt
how
he's a fuckboy, y'all. Don't get us wrong. He's a fuckboy.
But I think he does love his kid.
I think he loves his kid, and he's really trying. I feel like he really is trying to be a good father, and my heart broke for him.
We do have a lot of people who say that.
I mean, she's a fuck girl. They were both. That's how they met.
Biniam hasn't done a lot to blah blah blah. And from what we've seen, maybe this has been at her urging, but he has done a lot more social media. He has done a lot more. He's doing that MMA fight that he did recently.
Yeah.
So it is. There's a lot of whataboutism in this couple.
I think he's a hustler because what's Ari doing? What do we see her doing?
She's on Instagram all the time.
She's raising their kid.
Yeah.
But she has a nanny who lives with them.
Yeah, I don't want to minimize any of that, but I want to say what she's saying here. He says maybe my ring is cheap, and he's like, I'd hope that if I gave her a ring of grass, it would mean the world to her. And that's not Ari.
That's not Ari.
So later on, y'all, they're picking up Leandro, who is exactly my type.
He's cute. He even has like
a T, y'all.
He even has a weird haircut that looks like he's so nerdy he cut it himself. Wow.
Yikes.
You need to process that.
And then she's talking to
sorry y'all, Airwolf's flying above us.
She's talking to Benny in the car going, remember, try not to be rude. Try not to.
But
y'all, the thing is, part of her is going to get off.
No, not part of her.
Watching him.
Most of her. This is what she wants.
Yeah.
She wants Biniam to get jealous. She wants Leander to think that this guy's not good enough for her. Because when he comes over, this is the first time we ever hear that he had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
We thought for now it's that he's just plain single.
So then another, I wrote down a couple times.
Now, Benny says, I'm just nervous because I don't want to lose you.
Right.
Like he's really kind of in a crisis right here.
And what's weird is Ari doesn't. She
never comforts him.
Yeah, and it's like, you're not going to lose me. Please stop being this way.
She just she does not validate any of his feelings.
They're like, she's basically like, they hug each other, and she's like, because the two boys are kind of like shaking hands. She's like, hug him, make my menagerie complete. Make the two men who have fought for me.
Yeah.
I want you to be friends for my own benefit.
It was an awkward hug. It was like hug like when I make Jake hug me.
Yep. When I'm trying to picture myself somewhere else.
Yeah, he hates it, but every once in a while I'll make him.
So Leandro says, I will always be in Ari's life and in Avi's life, her child. So she keeps calling the baby. Later on, they see the baby.
God, that kid is cute.
The kid's really
very cute. And so, but they're seeing the baby, and
calls him, this is your Uncle Andro.
Uncle Andro. And then she's like, Leandro, isn't this weird? It's like, this could have been your kid, but you missed out.
Cringe!
Why are you saying this in front of Biniam?
It's to needle both of them.
Yeah, it's
to
horrible.
fuck with both of their heads.
It's horrible.
I have to wonder.
But you missed out.
I have to wonder, does she have fans after this episode? I keep asking.
I don't know.
I don't know why anyone can't see that she just loves playing mind games. Does she love Biniam? Yes, I think she does. But this is how she gets her fucking jollies,
I
y'all.
don't think she really loves anyone, though, as much as she loves herself.
Agree. So they are talking. She's like, look, Benny, look how comfortable Avi is with Uncle Andro. And he's worried. And Biniam says, I'm worried they're going to leave together. Because he's already worried she's going to take the baby and leave.
He's already worried because she threatens him with that all the time.
She does.
That's her.
Which we've seen previews this season. She does that.
When he backs her into a corner and calls her on her shit, she does that.
So
the saddest part to me, though, was this whole gift exchange. Like, I literally, did y'all see? I felt like this episode was just, if you look at Biniam, you just see his face fall more and more. And I felt sadder and sadder and sadder for him to be put through this.
Since he's been with her, you've watched someone go from someone who's kind of proud of who he is to someone who is constantly
second-guessing him, questioning
himself, what he thinks.
Yes.
And
he was this very kind of just bubbly, kind of effervescent, joyous, confident person.
Yeah.
And she has taken that from him.
Yeah. There's always this
effort.
effort.
Come on the show.
There's always no. There's always this effort with when those two to say, I don't like either of them. And I guess that's okay, but like it's not okay to like one and to like the other.
Yeah.
It's really it's not that I like Biniam.
I don't think he's perfect. Again, I think they both should have thought about this before they just like banged on it. But the difference of like Biniam versus the difference of like Sherlon from Ariana and Sherlon.
Right.
Y'all, if you're not watching 90 Day Love in Paradise, the Caribbean, that is the whole thing is she met this guy on a bang trip in what island?
Jamaica.
He's in Jamaica.
Literally though, but they were together like a week.
Yes. So, but it's so obvious that he's not going to make probably any effort to be a father to this kid. Where Biniam has completely changed his life to try to show up and be a father for this kid. Because, y'all, he lost his kid to his ex-wife. Like, he's already gone through this.
So the gifts we bring out are... Because Ari's ordered a bunch of stuff.
So, okay. I guess this is normal. Ari says they don't get a lot of stuff. Her mom brought a lot of gifts too.
Yeah.
I guess they don't have Amazon where they are.
No.
So I'm assuming that. But, and I started, and I kind of Googled this. I remember like, this is even like a small city. Like I remember I sent someone a gift. Like I just saw something that reminded me of them. And I sent them a gift and they live in Paris. And they're like, yeah, I never got it. They're like, the Paris mail's just that way. It's notoriously horrible. We just never get things.
I get it.
So I Googled, I don't know full about, because I first was like, why can't her mom just send this? Well,
however,
it's not like things, it's just different.
They live in Addis, the largest city in Ethiopia.
I know, but this was Paris, France.
I know.
Where he said, so
he's giving her, he buys her, y'all, he brings 2 bras out. Of course, Biniam's sitting there like, this is fucking...
He's like, bras? He didn't need to get bras. I guarantee you.
She's like, I needed bras because my boobs went down.
I can't find them anywhere.
So her mom couldn't have mailed
I was like,
some
her mom
bras.
at least can't get to... It's bras. If they get lost in the mail, she'll send some more.
But you had to bring... Your ex-husband had to bring them. This is all to gaslight
And Leandro's
Biniam.
like, oh, but I brought speakers for you, Benny. But next time I can do martial arts stuff and bring
He's
stuff
like,
for you.
yeah, but I'm still thinking about the bras. He did say, My girlfriend pricked him out, though. He made sure to say that. And Ari's like, what do you mean, girlfriend?
What do you mean?
But she didn't say it. But,
And so finally we kind of get to the good for Biniam. They're sitting there and Biniam says, I just want to know.
why aren't you together?
Why aren't you together?
And then he said, why did you break up? And then
Your relationship seems wonderful now.
Ari says something that
If you listen to Ari,
made
she tells
my
you,
jaw drop.
she
She's
tells
like,
you who she is.
well, we never really broke up. Full stop. Full stop.
We never really broke up.
I just
kinda
never came home.
I just kind of went away, which shows what she's going to do to Biniam. She's telling
Dead on.
Biniam what she's going to do to him.
Y'all, and he says, and Leandro says, it was kind of a decaying experience, which must have been miserable.
Again, this is the deal with Ari. Ari is that person in a relationship who makes all these decisions in her head and never tells
Doesn't tell
the
the
other
other
person.
person.
Not even her husband.
I'm telling you, y'all, this is going to be replayed on the tell-all. This is one of those things that, wow, how do you say something like this and say it so nonchalantly?
And she even says, like, I just didn't come home. She said, and then we find out. She said, I told him I would move to Indiana with him. But
I
then
couldn't.
when he wanted, I just couldn't.
I traveled the world.
She ghosted him from what we're saying. She traveled the world. She's like, and she cries. She's like, I just felt like a bad person for doing that.
And then it's about her and her sadness about how she treated her ex-husband.
And y'all, this is where you actually see the color kind of drain from Biniam's face.
And she says the following, you guys. I just thought our relationship was a hiatus and I would just go back to him. I really wanted to keep my options open.
That's what she said. Because he says, it was just a moment. It was sad at first, it crushed, but then I got over it. And she said, I just didn't want it to end, so that way I had a backup plan.
This is the messiest fucking thing I've ever seen with an ex and a current partner. This is awful.
She's awful.
Y'all.
This is like...
I was not prepared for this.
This is... I knew Ari was self-centered and selfish.
Yeah.
But I went, oh, she is a narcissist. And I mean diagnosable, a narcissistic personality
She's going to
disorder.
spend the next however many episodes...
It just clicked for me.
...fucking with these two men and pitting them against one another for her jollies.
Yeah.
And we're going to be forced to watch it.
We're going to be forced to watch it.
Ooh, this is cringe.
Y'all, if you're dating...
This is cringe.
If you were dating someone who
This is
does
it's
what
cringe.
And the thing is, I just want to think about this with Ari. If you think you understand, and if there's two of you out there that are Ari stan, what if a man did this?
Yeah.
What would we say about him? What would we think about him? Just let that sit in. For the two people that are still Ari fans, hopefully I just turned you.
Yeah.
Boy.
It would have been like Jerry from Me, You, and My Ex.
Yep.
That's what this was.
Exactly. And we found out, guess what? At the end, he's a spineless piece of shit and a narcissist.
Coming to Me, You, and My Ex, Ari, Biniam, and Leandro.
I know people kept
season
saying,
2.
is this a crossover? Y'all, that's the show.
That's the show.
Ended on a bright note.
Boy, we read her
down
for filth.
by the riverside, and we ain't gonna carry loads no more.
Study war.
I ain't gonna study war no more. Is that what you said?
Don't study war no more. Gonna lay down my burdens
down by the riverside, down by the riverside, go down by the riverside.
When I start to do harmony, you can't shift to another voice.
I can sing the bass part.
But it doesn't matter. If one of us starts doing harmony, you can't just switch.
Cause
you can find us.
No,
you've ruined it. You've ruined it. You can find us at realitygaypodcast.com or Reality Gays Podcast on Insta or Reality Gays Pod. You've ruined it. I won't have it. I won't have trying to. Where are my notes?
Okay. We call these people Lonely Hearts Poodle because aren't we all just lonely
God,
hearts?
I can't even find my
looking
notes.
for looking for love down by the riverside.
Yes. And if you want, who did we cover this?
It's not
episode?
like you couldn't be prepared.
I forgot. Who did we cover? Oh God, y'all.
Oh no.
And if you killed your husband,
She did not kill her husband.
to an overdose, what everyone thinks is opioids, and you put that tiny little air bubble in his bloodstream, call us or just send me a DM.
The opinions of Jake Anthony are not the opinions of Reality Gaze. Please do not sue us.
She might sue me.